that is a team that has the pieces to be a force in the Eastern Conference. But if you had to say one athlete in sports right now that you do not trust, the answer to that question is Kyrie Irving. So are we done yet with the drama in Brooklyn? I say no. But Kyrie had to make this decision. Kyrie Irving had to opt in to $36 million next season. It's the Brooklyn Nets, even if they're not offering a max contract extension right now. The sign and trade interest wasn't there outside of potentially the Lakers. And according to reports, the Los Angeles Lakers were like, hey, you want Russell Westbrook? You want to swap dudes that aren't great right now? And even Brooklyn's like, no, thank you. Have a good day, sir. Kyrie Irving opting back in before tomorrow's deadline for players who have an option next year ahead of free agency in the coming days. What does that mean for the Eastern Conference? What does that mean for the Brooklyn Nets? The drama is far from done because you still have to wonder, in this situation with the Brooklyn Nets, and why we keep talking about Kyrie Irving, why we keep talking about Kevin Durant, they are league-changing players. Kyrie in the right situation. Well, we thought it was going to be with Kevin Durant, but we've only seen them on the floor 57 games in 3 seasons. We knew one of those seasons was a lost year with Kevin Durant coming back from his Achilles. But is this situation in Brooklyn, does it feel kind of like the Green Bay Packers to you? And where we're overly focusing on Kyrie, like everyone was with Aaron Rodgers, and Kevin Durant's kind of sitting there, and is he going to pull the Devontae Adams, or out of nowhere, he's like, yeah, I am ready to leave. Y'all over here focusing on Kyrie Irving, it ain't about that dude right now. How about me? What is up? And welcome into the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. JJ Buck, A. Marie, Steph with you this morning. Jeff Symbieta will be back tomorrow. And once again, congratulations to Jeff Symbieta on the National Sports Media Award, the 2021 Sportscaster of the Year for the state of New Mexico, and also to our friend Jeff Grammer from the Albuquerque Journal, who won Sports Writer of the Year from the NSMA banquet last night. Got some tremendous pictures.
I was so jealous.
See that Addie?
Addie's
awesome
just crushed. By the way, Addie's just crushing
Addie's
it.
crushing
Addie's
it.
with Jeff.
Jeff's
For
daughter.
all that you don't know, Jeff's
They went on a trip, doing some college tours. Ooh!
yeah.
Can you believe
Call
that?
her Duke.
College tours?
No.
Hanging out at Duke?
That's crazy that
Krzyzewski-ville?
she's that old. I just
Right?
see her little doing the sports casting.
Sports legends, and then I don't know, like Charles Barkley.
Oh,
There's just
lots of-
pictures
Jeff sent
floating.
the pictures. Oh, here's my daughter with Charles
Like-
Barkley,
We're like, okay.
Ernie Johnson, TNT crew, holding it down. So legendary night. And congratulations to Jeff Symbieta once again. He's back tomorrow to share what it's like being in that room with all the talent right now in the sports media at the National Sports Media Awards. So congratulations once again to Symbieta and Addie, just balling on the college tours, hanging out with Charles Barkley.
She looked like a natural
Johnson.
too.
Yeah.
She's just
oh, yeah.
crushing it.
It's like, who belongs here?
I know. It was awesome.
And those guys know a little bit about the NBA, Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson.
A little bit.
I'm sure Charles Barkley had some fun things to say when it comes to Kyrie Irving. This was the only decision right now for Kyrie. With zero sign and trade interest from other teams outside of the Lakers, and even as upset as Brooklyn might have been, there was Brian Windhorst, ESPN reporter yesterday, said that Brooklyn was ready to lose both Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant this offseason because they were so done with the mess. Like, Kyrie Irving pushed the
It is a
Brooklyn
mess.
Nets to a point where they were willing, you know what, bleep it. We're not paying you, Kyrie. You want to bounce, have fun. If you're upset, Kevin Durant, fine. We'll trade you. That also tells you everything to know that this situation, even with Kyrie Irving opting in, is far from figured out in Brooklyn.
Charles Barkley won't even call the Lakers the Lakers. He calls the team from Southern California. That's how disappointed he is in the Los Angeles
So is
Lakers.
Brooklyn still the team from Jersey?
Is Brooklyn still the New Jersey Nets? I thought it was a great analogy using the Green Bay Packers and Kyrie Irving and Aaron Rodgers, little divas. just chilling, leaving us on our toes, wondering if they're going to play or not. And the only offer he was going to get is from the Lakers, and he's not going to take that over playing for the Nets. That's a disaster that's the disaster of the West Coast. They're the disaster of the East Coast right now, JJ.
Yeah, and the Lakers, that was them
Really,
landing.
Russell? Really, Russell?
Yeah.
No offense, Russ.
It's one of those things that you throw it out there.
You're like, hey,
Like your fantasy football trade. You're like, oh, I'll give you my backup running back.
LeBron, was
or-
that you, by the way? You're like, yeah, just offer them Russ.
Or like, no.
The Lakers, we know it's LeBron.
Like, okay. You try to take advantage. See how upset, how irrationally mad the Brooklyn Nets front office is at Kyrie Irving. And there's no way the Lakers can that kind of bailout. Like landing Kyrie Irving on like a mid-level deal as a free agent to then potentially sign him after this season. Like Kyrie's not turning down $36 million.
No.
Guaranteed. That's the best business decision. But you got to figure it out. And can we trust Kyrie Irving right now? The answer to that's no. But when the dude's on the court, he is an absolute baller. And that's why if you're looking at this,
It's frustrating.
it's absolutely frustrating. But why it matters so much is because those two dudes on the floor can win the Eastern Conference. And that's why it's such a talking point in the NBA circles. Are there better teams right now? Yes. But if you just get those two dudes on the floor, and then you don't need Ben Simmons to be a number one or even a number two. Can Ben Simmons play an Andrew Wiggins-like role on this team to where all of a sudden the expectations are off him in terms of being a franchise player, and can he just play his game, be impactful defensively? We have two guys that haven't been on the basketball court, and yet we're putting all these expectations. Absolutely. They're max-level players. One of those dudes is a superstar in Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving can be a star in this league. So that is reason everyone was zeroed in on the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the decision yesterday, what it does do is him opting into that contract. I guess it takes sign and trades off the table.
Ooh.
So there's no longer a conversation of a sign and trade at this moment with him just having the one-year player option for the Brooklyn Nets and moving on from him. But really, at what point, too, if you're Kevin Durant, you just get away from everything. And you have this sit down with Kyrie and go, like, what are we doing here? Because obviously there was a connection or an understanding, a trust at some point between these two guys when they both chose in 2019 to join the Brooklyn Nets. And now here we are looking at 2 wasted seasons for Kevin Durant. And you're just like, Kyrie, like, do you want to be one of the best players in this league? What's up?
It reminds me of the situation where like a guy's like, no, I want to get married. I really want to settle down right now. Kyrie's like, no, I'm really going to put on a ring about it. I'm putting a ring on it. And then he avoids proposing.
Just pushes it off and off and off.
But he like keeps
Oh, how long you guys been together? 12 years? Oh.
Oh, wow, and you're still not married. That's what he's doing with Kevin Durant right now. Because he knows Kevin Durant's wifey material, and he should lock it down because he's one of the greatest.
You stay at your house on
But
the
like
weekends?
he keeps seeing if the grass is greener everywhere. But no, like just lock it down with KD, dude.
Just lock it down. The Eastern Conference, there's a lot
Tough.
of potential moves that could shake that thing up. This is one of them. Because those two dudes on the floor, say what you want. When it comes to basketball, they're game changers. Now, is this enough? Even if it's just 1 year opting in, Kyrie, it's a smart business decision. It's the only decision he can make at this point in time. Opt in, get your money. Where's Kevin Durant in all this? I think it's okay that he's not out there like saying much about Kevin Durant. But in terms of potential championship players, like those two guys together, they have the talent.
Yeah, and they have some players on the Nets besides them too. I always forget Blake Griffin's on the Brooklyn Nets.
We all forgot.
I was like, I'm looking at the roster right now, and I was like, oh yeah, Seth Curry, good.
Griffin,
LaMarcus Aldridge is 36.
get 5, did not play coach's decisions and then play 7 minutes.
Andre Drummond, okay, yeah. Like I was like going down, I was like, oh yeah, and then Blake.
Oh, and Blake Griffin. Well, that's what happens when you have two outrageously huge contracts on the books and got to sign players like Blake Griffin to fill it out and hope that there's something there left for the veteran. But the decision was made. No, Kyrie and LeBron is not getting back together right now. The Lakers are not getting a bailout with Kyrie on a mid-level exception. But we'll see if Kevin Durant can
Be grateful for what you got, Kyrie.
Yes.
Okay, stop going looking in the past or like your ex. Like, okay, like stop it. You have Kevin Durant.
This is what you wanted.
This is what you wanted. Lock
You
it down.
wanted out. You're like, I'm done with this LeBron guy. You went to Boston. You're like, whoa, this isn't great for me.
So
You got
toxic.
Kevin Durant.
So toxic.
You got the trophy wife.
Just lock it
Make it work.
down, God.
Lock it down. 505-246-0610 is the phone and text line to get involved with the show. This morning, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com is the email. You want to hit us up on social media at parttimebro_JJ Buck on the Twitter, which was absolutely blown up yesterday with the congratulations to everyone in the market. Our friend Bethany Miller, sportscaster of the year from Channel 7. Shout out to Bethany. Much appreciated to the bringing us in on some stuff when it comes to NBA coverage at Channel 7 and everyone else. Congratulations comes to the New Mexico Broadcasters Awards. And yes, the opening drive
Woot woot.
of the year. So thank you to everyone that hangs out with us every single day. A winning quarterback just went from bad luck, he's injured, to soft. Is that a reputation that's going to stay with him? It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Titus and Tate, a podcast.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream Star Stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS.
On away this offseason in the quarterback conversation is Jimmy Garoppolo. At off-season shoulder surgery, he's on track to start throwing soon. But it made sense why Jimmy G is still in San Francisco and a team hasn't pursued Garoppolo to be maybe their stopgap, get-by guy. Maybe we're good, maybe we're not. Can Jimmy Garoppolo help us win some games? Right now, he is still in San Francisco. And will we see the Trey Lance show this season? It feels like kind of have to see the Trey Lance show with the assets that San Francisco traded to acquire a quarterback from North Dakota. Isn't it? State?
Yes.
The Bison, right?
Yes.
North Dakota State.
State.
The Bison, third overall a couple drafts ago. But Jimmy Garoppolo might not have a great reputation amongst the players.
Who knew?
In the NFL. We like to have the conversation with the Jimmy Garoppolo, the Jared Goffs, that they get a bad rap from the fans. And I do believe that is true. I think we get caught up on elite quarterbacks too much. Like, you have to be elite. It's nice if you have them. Those are few and far between right now. It's just like talking about superstars in the NBA, the same thing as superstars at the quarterback position. If you have a guy that can win you games and get you to the Super Bowl, that's a good place for your franchise to be in. But as you see, the Rams, they didn't stay pat. Like Jared Goff, good job, good effort, but, and that's the thing with Jimmy Garoppolo, good job, good effort, but, and they went the young quarterback route. However, some of Jimmy Garoppolo's former teammates in New England didn't have some glowing things to say about the quarterback. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal, back up and running on ProView as well. Good morning, Adrian. So, would you call him a star? I think that's a bit much, but TMZ dropped the story. Martellus Bennett just went off on Jimmy Garoppolo. Martellus Bennett joined his former Patriots teammates, Devin and Jason McCourty, on their Double Coverage podcast. And he said, no NFL team can win with Jimmy G at the helm because he believes the signal caller is soft. And he used the word biatch in reference to Jimmy G. Now, Bennett went on to explain that he developed that opinion following the way Garoppolo filled in for Tom Brady during the 4-game suspension back in 2016. Y'all remember Deflategate?
Good old Deflate.
When they're like, Tom Brady, you're suspended 4 games. because you like squishy footballs. Yeah, I think I almost got to like the Supreme Court. What a mess that would have been. Speaking of messes. So, Garoppolo helped the Pats win the first 2 games of the season, but injured his non-throwing shoulder in week 2. He sat out the next 2 games, and something Bennett thinks was a no-no. He said, quote, "We lost 2 games. One of them is because Jimmy Garoppolo is being a beep. He quit before us on the last, decided not to play right before the game. So he went out there. Jacoby came out and played with a bleeped up thumb, played his heart out, but Jimmy was being a bleep about it all." Bennett added, quote, "And he's still being like, that's why you can't win with a bleep for a quarterback." Now, Julian Edelman, who was on the Patriots during that same time, of course, Martellus Bennett, the former tight end, Julian Edelman, the wide receiver, worked a lot with Jimmy Garoppolo during that time. He was on the I Am Athlete podcast, and he said, quote, "A lot of guys got mad about it," Edelman said, in regards to Jimmy G not playing those games. "I'm not going to lie, I got mad about it. I sacrificed my body all day long. I was taking shots for this, numbing up that. Ribs broken, shoulders, grade 3, hanging on by limbs just to play. And, I can understand why Marty thinks like that." So a lot of us kind of sitting there going, oh, bad luck for Jimmy G. Just not available. He can never overcome the injuries. And he got some former Patriots absolutely piling on the handsome Subway spokesman.
So is this all coming back because of what their decision is with Jimmy G right now? Because I'm so sorry that it interfered with one of the many Super Bowls they had in that little decade. But dang! And I like Jacoby Brissett, man. Just want to put that out there. I'm a little surprised. And obviously Jimmy's still suffering with that shoulder injury. But dang, it's a team sport, man. You got to support your team. What if he didn't want to further his injury? I don't know as much. Obviously, I don't know.
That is
But if a lot of people are coming out saying it.
Jump. To go from just bad injury luck to, no, that dude is just soft and he's a bleep. And he can't handle it. And that's 2 players. Martellus Bennett and Julian Edelman. And more people are going to listen to Julian Edelman.
Oh, of course.
And Edelman's like, yeah, I get where he's coming from. We had issues with it.
So do they feel like that he made his injuries more than what they were and was trying to
That's
act
what
like
they're
he was
getting at.
hurt? So
They're like, all right,
didn't
your
come on?
non-throwing shoulder is hurt, but can you still throw with your other shoulder?
Well, and more importantly, we're trying to figure out what's going to happen with Jimmy G and the 49ers right now with him and Trey Lance, quote-unquote, fighting for his starting position.
Just 2 disgruntled former teammates that were mad about.
And this probably isn't
Matt
helping
in
his
the moment.
cause, because if he wasn't having a shoulder injury, he
This
probably
stuff
would have
they-
been signed or traded right now.
Yeah, they would have figured out somewhere to dump Jimmy G. In Carolina, one of those teams like that, that's been all in on Baker Mayfield, but just trying to get by a veteran quarterback. Or is it something that's trickling throughout the minds of other NFL players for Jimmy Garoppolo? Because you wonder how the 49ers feel about it. Do they look at Jimmy G and do they see a guy that's battled but just had bad luck?
And
Which I feel like most
been
of
to
us
Super Bowl and had
took
some
them to
playoff
a
runs.
Super Bowl, won games in San Francisco.
In Green Bay, in Lambeau.
He has done that.
In the
A
playoff.
lot of 49ers quarterbacks like to beat the Packers.
Yeah,
in
I
the
really
playoffs.
enjoy watching that. Go Niners.
So you wonder,
Like, why now?
like all of us.
Why now, though?
When we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and where he sits, it feels like we come down of just bad luck. It's just I just need to be available, Jimmy. What's going on? But then you got the NFL dudes in the locker room like, nah, this shit's just soft. And that
Wow.
is absolutely one of the worst things you can say about an athlete.
I would be so mad.
You can send them terrible things on social media. You can give them the finger. You can curse them out. You can tell them your mama jokes, but when you call them soft, it's like dropping jive turkey. You're like, whoa, what just happened here? The table goes silent.
So when the Niners called good old Billy Boy and was like, I need Jimmy G, they're like, yeah, he's soft. You can have him.
They'll probably played hardball. Like, oh, we kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo, you know.
Oh, you know Bill Belichick. He's like manipulating the
Uh-huh.
system. This is this is gonna be very interesting if this is what affects Jimmy G. But I really think because he actually is had the shoulder
He had
surgery.
shoulder surgery.
That is why we're
season.
Coach Shanahan has not made the decision whether to sign him or not, or they're going to start Trey Lance. They're in a very interesting.
San Francisco has to start Trey Lance this season.
Yes.
Last year, it made sense to roll with Jimmy Garoppolo. I was on board with playing Jimmy G last year. That is one situation where you look at and say that team was ready to win again, and you start Jimmy G. Now Trey Lance, full season backing up, dipped his toe in the water a little bit. Trey Lance has to start. Whether Jimmy G's on the roster, Trey Lance needs to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers this season.
Build his future there. No, and Jimmy G is, I don't know if I'd call him a bridge quarterback, a backup quarterback, but he's at the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. I don't know. Like, this is very bad timing for him, especially now that all that this is coming out.
Yeah, to have to get shoulder surgery in an off season where you knew San Francisco was going to be looking to move on, not just from your contract, but from you, to give Trey Lance the opportunity, quarterback that they picked third overall in NFL draft, to see if he has a higher ceiling than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Also, there's no on the other hand, there's no quarterback positions available in the NFL right now. Maybe in Carolina and Seattle and God knows what in Cleveland.
Speaking of Cleveland, a disciplinary hearing is set to begin today for Deshaun Watson. But what does that all mean at the very end? How is Roger Goodell still involved despite an independent committee? And that's Jacoby Brissett. How many games is he playing next year in the NFL? It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This message is brought to you by Blake Slaughterburger.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Just search KNML.
Hopefully it's just your alarm clock going off in the bedroom in the morning. Letting you know what's up.
I mean, we might be people's alarm clock.
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning.
Time to wake up. Get to work.
Don't be soft. Like Jimmy G.
Don't be soft.
Or like Kyrie. The first hour has just been about a bunch of soft people.
Yeah. I don't know if I classify Kyrie as soft. Maybe like a few chicken nuggets short of a Happy Meal.
Ooh, okay.
Like some of the decisions the last couple years. But Jimmy G getting that label. Like Martellus Bennett, what's up, my guy?
My guy.
Going at Jimmy Garoppolo.
The 1 year, and then they won the Super Bowl after that.
Like,
the year after, and then
yeah.
they lost it to the Eagles. Don't talk about it. But anyways, yeah. Oh, poor things.
Legend that is Nick Foles.
Poor things.
A Super Bowl MVP performance.
Yep.
Well, quarterback.
Put it in my ear.
Speaking of Jacoby Brissett,
Mm-hmm.
over under 9.5 games started this season for Jacoby Brissett.
Under. I'm going 8.
Do you think it's going to come down
Half the
to
season.
8-game suspension?
Yes.
So 8 of 17 games that
Yes.
Deshaun Watson is going to face. So
I'm
with-
torn, though, JJ. I'm torn. I'm going with 8 because I feel like the NFL is a business. And I think this trial has a long way to go, but I think the NFL has to do something.
Because we've seen
But I don't think it'll be a year.
players in high-profile cases and even in criminal cases. Was the Kobe Bryant situation, was that criminal or was that a civil case? I can't remember.
I will
When
check it out.
he was playing and then
Right.
he'd fly to Eagle, Colorado. That's where the trial was. And so we've seen it happen in sports before. And with
Correct.
4 still open civil cases for Deshaun Watson, the league could allow him to play, still bring down a suspension, but then allow him to play. So Deshaun Watson's disciplinary hearing is set to begin today. And there's a whole lot of things that you change with CBA. There's like an independent person. But when it's all said and done, the appeals process comes back to Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner.
It was a civil case, by the way.
For Kobe?
Bryant, yes.
Okay. That makes sense. So we've seen it in sport where athletes play through civil cases. There's a suspension coming for Deshaun Watson. It feels like the the disciplinary committee making this decision. And we're just going to keep this simple terms in this discussion right now. It feels like they're going to come down with something big, maybe even a year's suspension. The Players Union, Deshaun Watson will appeal, and Roger Goodell might cut it in half. So if they say 17 games, all right, then it goes down to 9 or 8. So that's why I look at over-under for Jacoby Brissett, 9.5 games played would be where I'm looking at it in the sense of this suspension. Because this is far from done. Now all of a sudden the Houston Texans have legal issues because it is a gigantic question of, well, why would you feel the need, Houston Texans security, to be like, yo, Deshaun, you need to start doing some NDAs. If he's just getting massages, why does he need NDA agreements to hand out to everyone? Now, just trying to protect an athlete, just trying to protect the star. So this is far from done, but this is the first concrete step in terms of actually getting a decision on Deshaun Watson. The dude's getting suspended, and now we're just waiting on how many games. So you look at Jacoby Brissett, and if you're the Cleveland Browns, he's your quarterback. Because everyone will tell you that bridge is burned with Baker Mayfield. It's like 0.00001% that if, say, Deshaun Watson is suspended the whole season, it does not get appealed back. Like, if you're Baker in Cleveland, can you rebuild that? Like, that, to me, would still be best case scenario. You know, the Panthers, Matt Rule, healthy Christian McCaffrey maybe at some point in time. He says he's back. But we're taking some steps forward now, at least with Deshaun Watson in this situation in the NFL. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Amory, Steph with you this morning. 505-246-0610 is the phone and text line. Lenny, you're on the opening drive. What's going on, Lenny?
Not much. Well, I'm going to make it quick with Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to get an indefinite suspension.
Indefinite. Wow. Okay.
Because they want to set an example with him. They give him a year. The NFL Players Association, by law, has to go ahead and represent him, do his appeals. But I think it's going to be a minimum of a year, but it's probably going to be indefinite. So they could suspend him into next season, or the other cases that haven't been investigated yet that came after the other 22 can then be tacked onto the suspension if they make it indefinite. So I don't see him playing until the middle of the following season. I see a 25-game suspension minimum.
Yeah, and that would definitely be setting the tone.
And he deserves it.
Yep.
And once this stuff comes out on Houston, I mean, like you said, why did they need an NDA? Why did they get him his own room at the hotel? How do you even condone that? So, and I don't know what's worse with the NFL. That, Dan Schneider refusing to appear in front of Congress, and not only that, refusing to even take the subpoena.
It's like, yeah, I don't need this. No, thank you.
He's like, I'm going to France later.
So, I mean, that's it for that. And quickly with Kyrie Irving and the Nets, that's not the end of that. That's just him opting in. He didn't even tell the Nets he was opting in. They had to read about it on the internet.
Woj broke the news to him.
Okay, so I still think he's going to end up getting traded because they don't need that headache.
Yeah, they're done with it.
And he wasn't going to go to the Lakers and take $30 million. That's especially since he just lost a sneaker deal with Nike.
Good point.
It's either, and if he stays with the Nets, sorry, I'm not curving out more space again. If he stays with the Nets, he has to try as best as he can in his mind rehab his image to then go ahead and get a good 4-year contract after this upcoming season.
Yes, he does. Lenny, appreciate the phone call, and we're up against it. But you know, you're right. The Kyrie Irving. That's why we're discussing. It was the right business decision for Kyrie to opt in, But there's still so much drama surrounding all of this. And someone needs to check in on Kevin Durant. How does Kevin Durant feel about Kyrie Irving? Do they still trust each other? You got Kyrie, you got KD, you got Ben Simmons. On the roster, they've never played a game together. On paper, that's a team that compete for an NBA title. But two of those dudes you can't trust right now. Ben Simmons, when's the last time he's touched a basketball at this point in his back rehab? Kyrie, he opts in for the money, but he's still looking for a way out. Kevin Durant sitting there. The biggest thing to me that said this is far from done is that Brian Windhorst report yesterday on ESPN said the Brooklyn Nets were so fed up that they were ready to lose both Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant this offseason just so they wouldn't have to do that again. Now, speaking of the Eastern Conference, an all-star trade that could actually shake up the Eastern Conference, and it doesn't involve the Brooklyn Nets. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Ray Magliozzi here. I don't cook much, but when I need
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
An up-and-coming contender in the Eastern Conference that's not the Brooklyn Nets. And a potential trade that could change the future for two franchises. It's Opening Drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. What's up, everyone? JJ Buck, Amory, Steph with you this morning. Jeff Symbieta back tomorrow. Congratulations once again to Jeff. He was the National Sports Media Awards New Mexico Sports Broadcaster of the Year.
Another one.
It's 3 for our guy.
Crushing it.
So he was in North Carolina at the awards banquet last night.
Pretty jealous.
Fun trip. I take his daughter. Did some college visits. Can you believe it? All right,
Addie's
Duke.
out there networking, like having a great time.
Addie chilling with Charles Barkley, Ernie Johnson, just
I'm
fantastic.
So jealous. I love Charles
I'm
Barkley.
very jealous. But great stuff. Jeff back tomorrow to tell you the stories of his trip and what it's like, man. College visits for the kiddo. Blink and it happens.
Duke is
That was
beautiful.
right around the corner. I've listening to people that talk about that area. They really like it.
Okay, I just gotta say this because I brag about the light up trophy, but I have one other brag for my time at El Dorado. My junior year, we started going to like camps, like different tournaments and stuff, and I got to play at UNC and Duke in the same day.
That is very cool.
I mean, that was pretty.
Were you guys at
But,
camp?
but like, I was such a Michael Jordan girl that I was just like crying at UNC.
You're all bitter when you're at Duke?
No, I wasn't bitter, but
You
no.
stomp on their logo at
No,
midcourt.
just as like basketball's life, right? And so just to play on both of those courts in one day,
Jalen
it was like a dream.
Teddy Allen just going after the logos. Like, "Ugh." Take that, paint on the floor.
Anyways, that was one of my top moments in life.
That's very cool.
Just fun fact.
You get a chance to not just play
like,
at a
play.
state, but at UNC and Duke.
But also when you leave Albuquerque, and I'm like the biggest girl in Albuquerque my senior year because I'm like 6 foot.
It was a bit
I'm like the
eye-opening.
center.
Yeah.
Except there was this girl in Gallup who was 6'8". But I was like a center here. But in college I would have played power forward. You go to the East Coast and you're like, these people are huge. Like,
No doubt. I had that.
I was like, oh my god.
Wait, you're like, what?
It's like, what are these girls eating?
girls' basketball
Like I was like the tallest girl in Albuquerque.
I had that. Not personally, but so the Lobos at Oregon State, the third round of the WNIT game.
The
Oregon State, yes, the Oregon State Beavers.
Yeah, they're all like
It's the
6'7".
last game.
I looked at the roster.
I sat down and I was like, all right. You see the heights on the sheet. You're like, oh my God.
Sometimes they lie, by the way. I was
Yeah.
always like 6'2" on a roster.
Yeah, they do. But they sat down and then they come out for warm-ups and the Oregon State freshman center is a legit 6'8". You're like, what? That's insane.
Yeah, that was my first time. I was like, these girls are huge.
Like, well, good thing I'm funny.
Good thing I'm funny. Good thing I'm funny.
Speaking of huge, the Atlanta Hawks and San Antonio Spurs, according to Zach Klein of ABC Atlanta and Jake Fisher of Bleacher Report, discussing a trade centered around DeJounte Murray, who is a fantastic guard, an all-star guard, just 25 years old for the San Antonio Spurs, in a deal that would center around draft picks and clearing some cap space. Now, it looks like San Antonio is not out there trying to acquire, say, a John Collins, a standout forward for the Atlanta Hawks, or even a Kevin Huerter, Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter, some of the young rotation players for the Hawks. They're interested in some picks, and Gallinari, a veteran forward that his contract is going to come off the books in the year. And you're like, well, why would San Antonio make that move? They're a team that's pivoted over the last few seasons. They've been in rebuild mode with Greg Popovich. They were just a playing team last year, but they have a very good player in DeJounte Murray. So why would they be looking to move him? It sounds like San Antonio is in full tank mode. And the projected number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft is a young man from France, Victor Wembanyama. And he's a 7'2" center with a steady three-point shot, ball skills, Rudy Gobert-esque length, and impressive mobility. That's quite the praise there.
That is
Potential
big praise.
number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft. So the Spurs could be in tank mode. I liked what San Antonio did this past draft with their acquisitions and the players brought in. Malachi Branham from Ohio State is a swingman that shot up draft boards. They got him at 20. They got Blake Wesley, a young guard from Notre Dame, at 25. And Jeremy Shohan, another forward from Baylor, at 9. So they had 3 first-round picks of guys that have a very high ceiling. Now you move DeJounte Murray. You go into full tank mode. You're San Antonio. You're like, all right, we're rebuilding our foundation for the future. That move for Atlanta vaults them into the top 4, dare I say. You got Trae Young. But what does DeJounte Murray do? He brings you length and defense on the perimeter.
Bounces.
He changes everything for that team. So the Atlanta Hawks can swing this for a couple first-round picks, keep their rotation players. That is a game-changing move in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, it's going to balance out their backcourt. So I think it's a win-win situation for both teams. I think it's good to tank some. You got to tank sometimes. Teams tank. It's part of the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Well,
in some cases, that would be an absolute steal.
Yes.
25-year-old DeJounte Murray. All right, couple first-round picks. Might be going back San Antonio. But if you're Atlanta, you take another step forward. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago. Not great last year. But you partner Trae Young with DeJounte Murray. They've done well in terms of the rotation players in depth. That's a team that Murray, Young in the backcourt, the development, where would you put them? They're competing for 4th or 5th, and you're like, well, that's a big step because you're close to home court advantage in the first round if you can get to 4th. You got to, Boston is still going to be really good.
Yes.
They're disappointing in the NBA
They're just
Finals.
grounded right now.
They're just grounded. Jason Tatum in the offseason.
Jason Tatum is still grounded.
Who do you try? Boston, Miami, Milwaukee. Philadelphia
Nets pending.
Should be a top 3 team. The Nets should be a top 3 team. I think this makes them better than Toronto.
Yes.
So that is a move on the horizon potentially that really could shake up the Eastern Conference. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Coming up at 9:30 this morning, we're going to talk with Coco Montes. First year in AAA, the Isotopes outfielder has a really good background. Kid from Miami. He's rising up the ranks pretty quickly in the Colorado Rockies organization. The Isotopes back home today to start a 6-game homestand, which will take you up to July 4th. You're going to have some fireworks this weekend in Albuquerque. JJ Buck, Gabe Murray, Steph, here on The Sports Animal and ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
JJ Buck. Don't sweat the technique.
Who are the names, if they do hit the market, that are going to get teams going crazy? Is it trade for Kevin Durant realistic? I don't think so. I think Brooklyn will find a way to mend that fence with KD, even if it means moving on from Kyrie Irving, which looks like they are very happy to do as long as they don't have to take back Russell Westbrook. in a sign-and trade as the Lakers are doing everything possible to get the bailout for their team heading into next season. Tomorrow is the deadline for NBA players in terms of the player options on their contracts. Kyrie Irving made the right business decision to go get $36 million.
Not a bad day.
As they try to figure it out moving forward. But it's names like Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine. Those are game changers if they hit the market. I'm thinking Miami, Dallas. You acquire a player like that for teams that were just in the conference finals and a Miami team that's been in the NBA finals.
And in the Mavericks, give Luka that one person. Give Jimmy Buckets that one person down in Miami. I don't. It's going to be good.
Those are championship-changing names.
Little tweaks.
Things like that. We'll see if NBA free agency around the corner. But when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, it looks like it's going to be more of the same. Sort of running it back. Is Anthony Davis going to be healthy? What the heck are you going to do with Russell Westbrook? But another team in L.A. is acquiring a veteran point guard. And is this Russell Westbrook 2.0? It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. G.A.G. Buck, A. Marie, Steph with you this morning. Symbieta back tomorrow from his award-winning trip. Congratulations to Jeff Symbieta, Jeff Grammer for the National Sports Media Awards recognition, Sportscaster and Sports Writer of the Year, then everyone that was voted New Mexico Broadcaster Association Award winners as well. So congrats to y'all. Award season here as we head into July. But you remember John Wall? You remember?
Yeah, John Wall.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Good player. John Wall, Bradley Beal was the thing for a short moment in time. And then Wall goes to Houston. And the Rockets paid John Wall not to play basketball. They did not want John Wall somehow, some way, stepping on a basketball court and actually winning a couple games for that team over the last few years. Because that would mess with their process of being terrible and then acquiring a bunch of lottery picks. So John Wall is set to join the LA Clippers after he did finally reach a buyout agreement from the Houston Rockets. They shaved a whole $6 million off his $45 million salary. So they're paying this dude 30-some-odd million just to say bye-bye. So John Wall, in the last 3 years, and he suffered some injuries, but the last 3 years, he's played 40 games and earned $130 million.
Gosh, geez Louise.
I feel at some point John Wall would have been willing to step on the floor for the Rockets, but they didn't want him anywhere near. Now he goes to the Clippers. Well, that's a team that has Kawhi Leonard coming back from his knee injury, so it's going to take him some time.
That dude is hurt as just as much as AD, I'm telling you.
Yes. Paul George, I liked what I saw from him stepping up late last season, coming back from his elbow injury. John Wall is just a move. John Wall is not a game-changing move. John Wall is not a championship-level move. It is, hey, we got a name. We got a veteran guard that's going to need a lot of time to get back into basketball shape. The dude just played 40 games in 3 years. John Wall was an all-star name. Now he's just one of those dudes on the roster that you run down and you're like, wait, Blake Griffin plays for the Nets?
Yeah, I totally forgot that John Wall was on the Houston Rockets. I'm not going to lie.
Sitting there.
I just thought Houston Rockets was over there and, developing their young guards.
When
and
Russell Westbrook went to Washington.
Yeah, you're like, oh, yeah, weird.
A bunch of contract movements and dumps. And so they paid John Wall not to play basketball so they could continue to lose games. They weren't going to win a lot of games.
They're not trying to
John
develop.
Wall, but they didn't
The
even
tank
want
can
they
develop.
didn't even want to mess around and accidentally win 1 or 2 games with John Wall on the floor. Because Reggie Jackson is better than John Wall right now.
Yes.
But it's always the names that tempt you. It's always the veteran guys. You're like, oh, well, let's give them another chance. And if you're looking at a big what if, in the opposite coast, it's the LA Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Here's a question for you, A-Marie. Who do you trust? Say all things are even. They're on the floor. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Which duo has the better future?
Wow, mind blowing right now. Well, it's crazy because it's for two different reasons. I just don't trust Kyrie because I feel like he doesn't prioritize his team in playing basketball. But Kyrie Leonard cannot stay healthy. I would still pick Kevin Durant and Kyrie over Paul George and Kyrie Leonard because Kevin Durant is a super all-star guy.
It's that
one of the greatest. And I would pick,
Kyrie, excuse me,
has
Kawhi was flirting with that.
He's also, he's in injuries have ruined his career.
Yeah, when he in the
I read
Spurs,
I read a stat. Him and Anthony Davis have been like this. I don't know if people know this. They've been injured this like same amount of time, just at different times. Like it's crazy. The same percentage.
Like Kawhi Leonard,
Like that doesn't do anything for you.
flirted with superstardom.
Oh, totally.
Like,
And I love
when
him.
when the Spurs won that last title, and people were like, "Oh, he locked down LeBron James."
Toronto
And he goes to Toronto in 1 year.
puts a
Won
ring
a
on
chip.
it.
Toronto doesn't care that Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson got hurt in that series.
They don't.
Doesn't say that on the title.
No, it does
Doesn't
not.
say that on the banner.
No, it
it's
does
not in
not.
fine print.
No, it does not.
Might be in fine print in San Francisco for the Warriors. And this is one thing, too, when you look at the NBA. And drama, yada, yada, yada. The talent is really spaced out right now.
I love it. I know people did not appreciate this last postseason, or maybe even regular season.
It was
It's a lot of.
It was different.
It's a lot of teams, though. It's not just like LeBron. It's not just Kevin Durant.
It
It's not.
duo basketball.
Yeah, I like
LeBron,
it.
AD.
Trios,
You know, and just
defensive players.
Yeah. And so this is a moment, for the NBA. When you look around, you just need your dudes healthy, man. Yeah, AD, frustrating. Kawhi Leonard, frustrating. But the Battle of LA can be a real thing.
Okay, but the Lakers are a disaster. They would have been good like 10 years ago with their roster.
They messed up so bad.
Sorry,
the roster
LeBron.
management.
LeBron James. I'm sorry, dude.
That's the biggest swing and miss in LeBron James' career.
Sorry, buddy.
It's not the decision.
Let it go.
Get over the TV show. It was like, yes, I want Russell Westbrook.
You know those old guys who are like at high school parties wearing their Letterman jackets? Like those are gonna be those guys soon.
You're not a fan. Do you have a Letterman jacket still?
I do.
Do you rock it though, or is it just?
I mean, I don't rock it right now. It's kind of been like 18 years. But no, I'm just saying. No, but you know what I mean. Like, just let it
Just
go,
show up to
guys.
your next show in your Letterman jacket.
I really with my light up
With
trophy.
your light up trophy. Just put it right there on the.
And
stool.
our trophy. No, not to take away from Lakers. It's just a mess. They're old. They need to give it up. Just
give it up.
well, I don't know. What are you gonna do?
You gotta
It's
go.
a mess. Tank in Los
You
Angeles
gotta go
too.
hard.
Just
It's
tank.
not- LeBron's 37. Jared Giddens
Okay,
can ball.
first of all, that's not. And J.R. Giddens is my new hero, my new inspo in the morning. When I wake up, I was like, I want to be like J.R. Giddens this morning. No, but you know what I mean, though. Come on, it's a disaster in LA.
They're hoping for the bailout that would be Kyrie Irving. He opts back in. He's going back to the Brooklyn Nets.
Drama too, though.
This is far from done because NBA free agency is right around the corner. Who's going to be hitting the open market as an unrestricted free agent? What kind of restricted free agents are out there? The NBA is in a spot where there can be a lot of teams that are legit contenders, guys. There can be. Yes, we just saw the Golden State Warriors win again. And Draymond Green is telling you that no one's going to beat them. That the Lakers can't beat them even if they have Kyrie Irving.
Okay, well, other teams can beat him.
This offseason can solidify a lot of teams making a run at Golden State. If you want to say they're the favorites to run it back, fine with me.
Draymond, I wouldn't even have said the Lakers. I would have said any other team that even made it to the further in the postseason. Come on, Draymond.
505-246-0610 is the phone number. So Friday on the Jim Rome Show, you had the smack off. One of our Hall of Fame emailers, Jason, did a bracket, which is NCAA tournament-like, which is smack-off-like, about the opening drive callers, about the contributors to this show. And Jason put in the work, and we're going to find out in an ode to the Smack Off
I'm so excited about this.
basketball tournament style, did you make Jason's caller bracket? What kind of contributions do you out there make to the opening drive? Is your name on this list? We'll dive into that next. It is Opening Drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Reports of a rollover on the northbound on-ramp to I-20.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. Hey, boys and girls.
The Smack Off was Friday on the Jim Rome Show. We get a lot of great contributions to this show. One of those is Jason. Puts in the time, and he seeded you, the opening drive callers, contributors to the show. Once again, thank you for listening to the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Did you make the list? It is the opening drive. JJ Buck, Gay Marie, Steph holding it down with you this morning. Jeff Zimbieta back tomorrow from his award-winning trip. Countdown to July. It is here. You ready for this weekend?
I'm ready.
You know one thing I am old man, get off my rocks about?
Fireworks?
Mortar shells after 10 o'clock. Stop it.
Austin is trying to sleep.
All of us are trying to sleep. That's the one thing where I'm like, yep, I'm the old guy now.
Yeah.
As kid, did I shoot off some bottle rockets later than I should have? Yes, I've been there, done that. I can't scream too much. But the mortar shells? Come on, guys. 9:59. Be done. Then I'm okay. I'm okay. Nothing against them, even though they're supposed to be illegal. I think like anything over 10 feet in Albuquerque. Don't set a fire this week, y'all. I'm good. You want to have your fun? Let's go.
On Friday, I'm performing, by the way.
You're
If
back
anyone
at
wants
it?
to come- Yeah, at Tractor Brewing Company.
Well, we're going to talk about Dry Heat Comedy Club this morning.
And that too. But I'm at a different, I'm at a brewery this
You're at a brewery, but I do want to remind the folks of just how big this past weekend was
for Albuquerque
comedy
and the community here.
in
Yeah.
Albuquerque and performers
Mhm.
in the state. But we're diving into this. And Jason put in the time, and I want to give him
I'm so excited about this.
the love and the appreciation for investing that much time in our show. This is from Jason. Good morning, OD. Whoever said this is the dead time in the sports calendar doesn't know diddly. If you remember that commercial, you are probably screaming, "Get off my rocks!" The most anticipated email of the year is finally here. The bracket has been coagulating, and as we matriculate through this email, I must say thank you to Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and Ana Maria. Without further ado, here we go. Roll the highlights. The 5-12 matchups are not filled with mediocrity, but emailers and figures of speech. 5, Tony, speech. Gene, our own AAA emailer, and Carl taking on the 12 seeds. Dan, Bill, Wayne, tell us. Surely Dan, our resident Seahawk fan, sees the irony in being a 12. Ooh, 12 seeds. In every tourney, there is a 6-11 matchup that is an upset, and these matchups could produce some upsets. It's hard for the 6 seeds to ever be upset, as they are the nicest people in the OD. Terry, you're a 6 seed, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Our favorite pond jumper and a resident Jet fan, Sean, who's been MIA forever. Fred and Howard facing off against the 11s. Rod, Bourne, Richard, Gus, the 11s. The 3 seeds are like fine wine. When Sid pinned the line, the banners are coming, and 40 years later, they still have not arrived. He strolled into OD lore like he was stepping out of a 77 El Camino with the stereo blaring, "My Sharona," and the Don Sutton Perm. Lenny Brutus and Jeffrey C. join him, facing off against the 14s, Garcia, Glenn David, and AC. Those contests will be on tape delay on KGSW and KGGM, with Mike Powers and Nelson Franz doing the color. Richard Stevens can do a deep dive in the Trib next afternoon. Rest in peace, Mr. Stevens. Side note, I can't wait for Sid's Lobo Hoops Wet the Bed emails. The 4 seeds might be the most complete, with Omar, Maurice, Tommy the Truth, and Gopher. The 4 seeds have the task of not being upset, but I'm being presage when I say there will be an upset. Kin, Hondo, Lobo Hobo, and Les. The 2 seeds have a rivalry of enchantment slant, as there is no bigger UNM homer than Rudy C, except possibly his matchup on the 15 line. Ladies and gents, our celebrity entrant, Valley High's 4th most famous alum and current UNM football boss, Danny Gonzalez.
Ooh.
Danny Gonzalez in the bracket as a 15 seed? What?
15.
He is a featured guest now
Yeah,
on the
it's true.
opening drive every Monday. You can now get front row tickets for a Final Four game. Who had the pit? Yeah, back in the day. Couldn't type while laughing. Well, maybe the NIT game is more realistic. The other 2s are Jerome and Sean, both of Aggie fame, and my brother wearing another color of red, Jess. The 15 line is deep with the 15 line is deep with subs. Joining Danny Gonzalez will be the dulcet tones of Sebastian Noel.
Man of the people.
You're in the bracket, man of the people. Our very own A. Marie.
What?
So you're in there. You're in the bracket. You're 15 seed.
I'm a 15
You're
seed?
15 seed. Man.
Dang. All right.
You won like a
I was just
SWAC conference tournament to get in here. And the Prince of Sneaky Mediocre and the King of Hype, Josue, 15 seed, buddy. The number 1 seeds have been percolating and are strong as a whiff of aroma. Grady, draped in green and gold by the way of Cardinal and Navy through purple and silver, is joined by Hall of Fame, a.k.a. Game, member Edward.
Oh, boy.
I'm still surprised that EdCert flies commercial. Boarding Group C. Knowing that Adolf is knowledgeable on a variety of subjects, established the Graveman for selection as a number 1 seed facing the 16s. Mud is in rebuilding mode, like most of the 16s. JT, Ruben, Ray, maybe in the event of an upset, this group could storm the airwaves. But if not, they'll surely tell you how great they are because of attendance. Crimsonally, Jason. So much appreciated, Jason, putting it out there, all our contributors, emailers, and callers to the opening drive.
15 seed?
How about the 15 line? Okay, Danny Gonzalez, Sebastian Noel,
like
Amory,
people who are actually on the show.
Josue.
Or used to work here.
Yeah.
That's all right. You just wait.
15 over 2.
I'm Cinderella.
The 2 seeds, Rudy C., Jerome, Sean, Jess. What a battle.
Those are good.
And an ode
I'm liking
to
this
the smack
bracket.
off. A throwback to March Madness. Jason with the opening drive, caller, and emailer bracket. Absolutely love it. Much appreciated the time spent. A reminder about all y'all that contribute to our show and make it fun on a daily basis. Did you hear your name?
Okay. Also, I'm Cinderella story, and I'm going to be Rookie of the Year. You just wait.
Yeah. And that 15.
This is my rookie year, okay?
That 2-15 matchups. Those are great. 1 seeds, Grady, Edward, Adolf. Okay. Blue Bloods coming in. I see you. Sid, Lenny, Brutus, Jeffrey C. on the 3 line. You got to mix, 4 line, the emailers dropping the 1-liners. Where's the playing time coming from? What's going to happen? Omar, Maurice. The caller, Tommy, the Truth, Gopher in there. So, Tony, Speech, Gene, Carl.
Tony's on there?
Tony is on the 5 seed.
Okay. Dan, Marty.
Dan is 12 seed because of the Seahawks. Both man.
This is pretty impressive, by the way. He's so creative.
That is very creative. And you must be taking notes.
Symbiote going to love this.
You're listening to it when you drive. But definitely wanted to get that in there, have some fun with all of y'all. And Jason put in the time. How you feeling about your seed? You think you got a chance? Put it on the poll.
Put it on the poll.
Are you taking down one of the
We need
favorites
to
here
write it out
on the
in
opening
brackets
drive?
style.
Absolutely.
We need to do that.
It'll take us a little time to put this out bracket style, but we'll put it out on social media as y'all can have some fun. Take a look at it. Where do you fall in the opening drive smack off take bracket? JJ Buck, Amory, Steph with you here on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Carcrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now.
The Sports Animal.
Are you a 1 seed? Are you a 16 seed? Guess what? You got the summer to work on your game.
Sleeper over here.
Step your game up. You can rise in the rankings of Jason. His opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, Gabe Marie, Steph with you this morning. Symbiota back tomorrow. I'm excited to hear what that room was like last night at the National Sports Media Awards banquet. When you're taking photos with what his daughter was. Shout out to Addie. College tours, man. But when we're taking photos with Charles Barkley, Ernie Johnson.
No big deal.
No big deal. And it's like, yeah, I belong here. What's up?
Cool.
Or was it more like Charles Barkley was taking the photo with Addie?
And Addie has charisma. Like I know she's a teenager, but like she's got it going on.
Jeff Passan, ESPN baseball analyst, was one of the featured speakers. I'm very excited to hear about it.
Me too.
A lot of popular sports media figures getting some awards in your very own Jeff Symbiota, the 2021 National Sports Media New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year. Congratulations, my friend. OD back with you here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal, and Pro View Networks. And also congratulations to you, A-Marie. And those that are trying to step up the comedy game here in Albuquerque. So Dry Heat Comedy Club opened over the weekend. You had sold-out performances, 4 straight nights.
Yeah, it was 10 sold-out shows. Shout out to first the owners of Dry Heat Comedy Club, Sarah and Kelly. They're like Albuquerque power couple. And Sarah is actually a comedian. And they are just like, they just know what they're doing. And they made the perfect club for this city. And what I like is they're being realistic about it, and they built the perfect size club, and they sold out 10 shows. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
That is very impressive.
Thursday through Sunday, 10 shows. We even had a comic from New York here. It was great. So just shout out to all the different headliners and all the local talent, and there'll be shows next week coming up this weekend as well. So if you go to Dry Heat, find them anywhere on the Google machine, or Hold My Ticket is where you can buy tickets. Go support local comedy now.
And when you look at it, you will be wowed. The amount of local comedians, talent, and then that's only going to keep picking up. It's an opportunity for local comedians to get their work in and have good shows, and I'm sure that they're going to start bringing in bigger names too along the way, and then you just got that mix.
It opens
good things.
It opens a lot of doors, and it provides a platform to work in a professional environment as a comedian. I'm trying to explain to people who haven't done stand-up comedy before. It is so different when you're in a professional environment versus an ambush show, a bar show. Not to take away from these because those help you grow too, but a brewery or restaurant. But when you have an established club, a home where comics can grow, it makes a huge difference in your career and your ability to actually become a professional stand-up comedian and actually make money doing it. So
chasing your
shout
dreams,
out to them.
Being a pro.
Yeah. And like you said, it'll get attention, and like people will want to come through here. It'll bring in more talent. Be really good.
Good things on the horizon, Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm. Very excited.
Keep on grinding, everyone.
And there's comedy all over. Like, I'm performing at Tractor Brewing Company this Friday at 8 p.m., but there's always a show going on or a mic every night of the weeks now, so which is great. There were 3 open mics last night in Albuquerque, which is unreal.
Impressive.
For the stand-up comedian
It was a
community. It's a Monday night. There's 3 mics going on. It's just, like, so cool. So shout out to Dry Heat and the comedy community.
New stage, new avenue for Albuquerque for y'all to enjoy. So congratulations, everyone, at Dry Heat Comedy Club and our very own A-Marie.
Woot woot.
Headliner, by the way.
Headliner.
Friday night.
Headliner. It was fun.
Dry Heat Comedy Club. So check them out. And speaking about professional careers, sometimes they come to an end and you're like, what is next? The trend is boxing. The trend is, I'm an athlete. What can I do? I can punch someone in the face. And it's not just random celebrities that are doing it now. This isn't just another Jake Paul versus. This is 2 all-pro running backs. Did Adrian Peterson played last year, right? Or
yes.
At least the year before. Like Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon
Played for the
Bell.
Titans and Seattle.
Yes. It's like, wait a second.
He's unreal.
Like, these guys were NFL players last year. It's not like it's been years. No one wants them. And they're like, what can we do? Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell, at some point in time, been in the number 1 draft pick on your fantasy football team, have signed contracts for a heavyweight boxing exhibition July 30th at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, formerly known as the Staples Center. Both former All-Pro running backs will be competing in a boxing ring for the first time. So it's an exhibition. The fight won't officially mark their pro boxing debuts, because we're all looking forward to that when AP and Le'Veon Bell turn pro boxers. So Frank Gore, you might have missed this, boxed Darren Williams back in December on the undercard of Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. So Jake Paul,
Remember that? Yeah.
he was out there beating up a bunch of celebrities. Is he the one who knocked out Nate Robinson?
Yes.
Which that just wasn't a fair fight. And then he's beaten Tyron Woodley twice. Did Tyron Woodley take a dive? I don't know. You say it there. But the trend is now to get in a boxing ring. And we talked about the story of maybe solving some disputes. Kendrick Perkins said that the Celtics put Ray Allen and Rajon Rondo in a boxing ring back in the day to settle some things. But do you think this is a good idea for either of these guys to step in a ring against each other? And I know AP is your guy.
AP is my guy. I am very emotional when it comes to AP. I will share this story, actually, JJ. I don't know if I told you this. Right before my mother passed, she couldn't do anything because of COVID, and her ultimate dream was to meet Adrian Peterson, and he was kind enough to send her a video, and so she was able to meet Adrian Peterson before she passed. I love that story. I had to share with everybody. But going back to it, Adrian Peterson is 37 years old. Le'Veon Bell is 30 years old and is still a free agent, might I add. So I don't know what Le'Veon Bell's doing, but AP, if this is like his next route, and as we said, hey, J.R. Giddens said he's only 37.
Only 37.
And AP is, I know I'm emotionally involved, immortal. After he came back from that injury, like this guy is just unstoppable. He's an athletic freak, but they both have never boxed. So
but we're also talking like potential Hall of Fame players.
Right.
This isn't like some backup running back for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
A cup of tea and like 10 years later.
I know some people are upset about it,
like
though.
Frank Gore.
I know. So
Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell.
If they can make, well, they're big time players, so they probably have money. But I'm saying, like, I don't know if they want to take on another athletic endeavor, but I don't want to hear Jake Paul either, because like that was his sport. Okay, Jake Paul, you knock out these guys. You're great at boxing. Let me go see you be a running back in the NFL. You know what I mean? I guarantee these athletes are athletic freaks. Like I said, AP, Le'Veon Bell. Maybe if they start boxing, really training at it. I don't know if they have boxing experience, to be honest with you. Do they have boxing experience? I don't even know.
Everyone.
I don't even know. This is for money.
It's a thing. Everyone thinks.
They can box?
Yes, everyone does think they can box.
And then they get a rude awakening.
Everyone's likes to fight guy. We all have it. Like, I'll step up.
I'll step up. But this is a very interesting matchup,
and
though.
then you see some of these dudes, like, you can be really strong and throw a bunch of haymakers. But that's why this fight works, is because both dudes are probably going to look awkward. And it's not like,
they're like
a traditional
immortal
fighter going against someone.
Athletic freaks. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like traditional fighting, like they haven't trained their whole life like they did as running backs. So I don't know why they do this, but people will watch. I'll tell you that. You're not going to watch Le'Veon Bell and Adrian Peterson box it out?
I will.
You watch the highlights?
I'll watch the highlights.
Do you watch boxing in general?
No.
I would really like.
Fan.
I would really like to hear from a boxing fan, though, if this mess makes them mad.
Are they? I know, is it the purist,
like they're like,
purist,
you're like, these
all these celebrity boxing things that go on, and this has really become the YouTube phenomenon, like YouTube stars that started fighting each other, And Jake Paul has actually had moments where you're like, all right, if I might watch this dude against an actually legitimate boxer to see if he could do it.
Right. Not see if it's
That-
all talk, little
like,
punk.
Yeah, like knocking out all these dudes that aren't training like he is when it comes to boxing. So this event, Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell fighting each other, it's on Social Gloves 2. It's YouTube star Austin McBroom. And McBroom will be taking on fellow YouTuber Anderson Gibb in the main event. So YouTubers like to fight each other. That's the thing.
Yeah, no,
You're a
this is-
YouTuber, you fight another YouTuber.
And YouTube, it's money, dude. You can make Le'Veon Bell though. Did not get picked up, so he's like, I'm gonna start boxing. He's 30.
Writing's on the wall there. AP, someone would still sign AP for 4 games. Now.
Oh yeah, as like a RB3, like just he'll get a touchdown. He'll
Is
do
Adrian
something.
Peterson favored in this? I feel like AP's favored in this fight.
Well, you can't ask me because
Yeah,
I'm
you don't
obviously. Ooh, we'll look at the odds though. It's July 30th. What
Oh.
was it? July 30th.
Try that there. And the rapper Blueface is fighting former NBA player Nick Young on the undercard as well. So that's what I'd expect. I'd expect Nick Young. I'd expect Darren Williams to an extent. We're talking like we saw Frank Gore do this. Adrian Peterson. Le'Veon Bell.
Ooh, Le'Veon Bell is favored. Wait, I'm looking up the odds though.
Now, you'd expect this from maybe guys that like had a cup of tea, looking to try to still make a name. Nah, this
Early favorite at -180. Ooh, I'm putting money on this fight. I'm putting money on AP plus 140.
money going to AP.
Basic better.
Put your money on Adrian Peterson. But we got all pro potential Hall of Famers stepping in the boxing ring because I guess that's just what you do when you can't find a job.
I could not
As an
see
NFL
these
running back.
two. I did not see this coming out of all the
potential
people.
Hey, who wants to fight who situations? It's Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell. Your summer entertainment. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610. The Sports Animal, 505-246-0610. That is the call and or text line. JJ Buck, Gamery stuff with you on The Sports Animal and Pro V Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason.
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Sports Animal.
The NFL lost a legend yesterday. And some of you might have heard of him for the first time. Or how impactful he was. How ahead of his time he was. That was Marlon Briscoe. Nicknamed the Magician. Briscoe was the first American professional starting black quarterback. He was selected by the AFL's Denver Broncos in 1968. He started 5 games that season while finishing as the runner-up for AFL Rookie of the Year. Briscoe's best performance came against the Bills as he threw for 335 yards and 4 touchdowns in his second start. Marlon Briscoe, though, didn't get the opportunity to continue to play quarterback after that. He was pushed to wide receiver. Now, Briscoe did have the last laugh, as he was a member of the 1972 undefeated Miami Dolphins team, but he was a wide receiver. And it was, still the era of, well, I don't know if this guy can play quarterback in this league, even though he finished runner-up in the AFL, and then they don't give him the chance to play quarterback again. He goes to wide receiver. He wins the Super Bowl. But the first black starting quarterback in American pro football history, Marlon Briscoe, passed away yesterday. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. JJ Buck, A. Marie with you. And, someone that texted me about it this morning, it is our quarterback, Ned James, who's joining us on the show. Ned, good morning, man. How are you?
Hey, good morning, JJ. Thanks for having me on this morning. Yeah, the Marlon Briscoe passing was significant to me because, it's odd because it's the only position in sport where it's been designated by race for some apparent reason. Quarterback is this position that people want to connotate with race. You don't hear black power forward or first baseman or goalie. You only hear black quarterback. So it was significant because I would get those questions as a young kid, and I didn't understand it. I'm just playing a kid's sport, and they would say, well, what's it like being a black quarterback? And I would kind of look strange at them. And just growing up with the Marlon Briscoes, the Jefferson Street Joe Gilliam, that's why I wore number 17, was kind of my idol as a kid with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then, of course, James Harrison, being here in Los Angeles, where I'm at right now, and attending the NFL Black College Football Hall of Fame's QB summit that they have here in LA at NFL Network, the General Manager Symposium by Ozzie Newsome. It's been great, just kind of reminiscing about, quarterback and our experiences at the quarterback position, and a lot of NFL quarterback coaches here, and those coaches talking about just getting opportunities at that position. The NFL has instituted a rule now that NFL teams have to interview black coaches for the quarterback coaching position, because quarterback coaching positions, they're kind of jumping the line in the NFL with coordinators, and people are hiring quarterback coaches as head coaches in the NFL. That's not seen in any other position, but it's seen as a position in the NFL as being significant. And Marlon Briscoe being that trailblazer, the first African American to play quarterback in the National Football League with your Denver Broncos was significant, even though he only played it for one season and was switched to receiver where he was an All-Pro with Buffalo, and then, of course, went down to Miami. Was really kind of something that I kind of followed for my career as an athlete and quarterback, and as a professional as well, because you have those rooms where you're in there with Warren Moon, where I coached in Seattle with Warren Moon, was our quarterback, and then of course with Steve McNair in Tennessee, and just being around those guys and hearing the stories about just how that position, when you get to even the high school and college levels, I don't know how significant or how relevant it is for a lot of people to have a black quarterback and to have that position be connotated with race and relevant nowadays. But I just know back when I played and just growing up in that era of hearing it be significant for people of the black race to be told that they could play quarterback or had the aptitude, and what a lot of people were saying at that position was significant. And I think Marlon Briscoe was definitely a trailblazer in that regard.
Whereas Ned James, our quarterback, played at the University of New Mexico. And Ned, you mentioned the questions when you were a young kid playing football, and when did it hit you, the challenges that were manufactured? There was nothing real about it. As you said, they were stereotyping people for the quarterback position. How many times did you have to fight to stay at quarterback, whether it was high school and then even your college career before getting to UNM?
Well, I never really had to fight it. I would always get asked the question when I was in high school, because I was bused to an integrated high school. And then when I was in junior college, I kept getting asked the question. It just kind of confused me, because I just thought, we're just playing a game, and, why was the race factor brought into it? But it was really significant because they weren't, blacks weren't allowed to play that position. They were put at other positions when teams were putting rosters together. But just playing wide receiver, I just remember the players at UNM getting really upset with me. I was probably just the second black quarterback to ever play at UNM when I played here. There was a guy that played maybe 10 to 20 years before me that played, but he only played a little while. But I was basically the first guy, and so they had moved me to wide receiver because I was playing quarterback. Me, Terrence Mathis, and Billy Rucker all played quarterback, and so they, Rucker was the guy who had been here, and I was transferring in, and Terrence was a freshman, and so they put me at quarterback with Billy to compete with Bill, but I wasn't an option guy, and they were running a little bit of option and outside veer option, and Billy was a little bit better at it than I was, and they wanted, some better athletes on the field, so they put Terrence in the slot, they put me at wide receiver, and I played a little wide receiver, and then I remember a lot of the black players were upset at me for switching positions because they said they were only moving because I was black and that sort of thing, and I just wanted to play, so it didn't really bother me too much. But eventually I got switched back, and I was really happy that I was switched back and I was able to start, and then went on to have a pretty fun time playing quarterback and had some success and broke some records and had some good times with a lot of great guys and a lot of great memories. But, yeah, it was significant. I think nowadays people try to dismiss it a little bit, but it is, it comes up from time to time. But we are making progress, and like the NFL's trying to do with, making sure that blacks have opportunities to coach the quarterback position in the NFL now by imposing these rules for teams to interview black quarterback coaches, and having the summit here, and I've been to the summit, for 4 years with the NFL, and it's progress.
Well, Ned, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your thoughts. We'll catch up soon. Enjoy your time in LA, and appreciate you sharing your memories of your time. And Marlon Briscoe, man, thanks a lot. We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
As our quarterback, Ned James, a legend, passes away yesterday, the first quarterback in the NFL, Marlon Briscoe. That at 76. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Bach.
History in Denver last night, and had nothing to do with Colorado Avalanche. Something happened at Coors Field that has never happened before. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us this morning. JJ Buck, A-Marie, Steph, holding it down. Jeff Symbieta back tomorrow. It's a big old trophy he gets to bring back from North Carolina. But history at Coors Field. The Colorado Rockies shut out the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Rockies now only 14 games back of the division-leading Dodgers.
That's
Watch
never
out
happened?
now. Watch out now.
That's never happened, JJ?
No.
I mean, this is a good week
Chad Kuhl
for Denver.
5 hits, the Dodgers. A complete game performance, a 4-0 victory. The Rockies over the Dodgers last night in Game 1 of their series. He became the first ever pitcher to throw a shutout against the Dodgers at Coors Field. It doesn't happen. Dodgers always score 17 runs at Coors Field.
Always.
It's like it's a given. Just take the over. Dodgers are in town.
What an honor to have that record, though, huh? If it's never happened.
Maybe it's some of that energy from the Stanley Cup victory.
They're on a
Colorado
heater.
Avalanche. Rockies like, all right, we got
back.
you. We're only 14 games back now. The run is coming for the Colorado Rockies. Now, former Rocky Tyler Anderson was the starter for the Dodgers, who got beat. And the Dodgers have a couple former Rockies pitchers that are, of course, awesome once they put on the Dodgers uniform. Yancy Almonte in the bullpen as well. Chad Kuhl, 5 hits, the Dodgers, complete game performance. I was shocked. I was like, no way. This cannot happen. And
This is your week, JJ.
Take it. The win Game 1. Let's go. Complete game performance. Dodgers still they're sitting pretty. They're a game and a half up on the Padres. They're 47-27. The Padres 45-30 in the NL West. You know, the Rockies, they're not the worst team in baseball. They're not a good team. They're 10 games under 500. But there's like the Reds, the Athletics, the Royals, teams that haven't won 30 games yet. But there you go.
A lot of baseball left, JJ.
Win streak for the
Let's
Rockies.
go.
1. Starts now. The comeback trail. I think the frustrating thing for Colorado is you usually don't see this. They have a negative run differential. Usually they're able to make it up at home, have some crazy games, at least score some runs. They are minus 66 in the run category, and that's just not something you're used to seeing with the Colorado Rockies. You expect that offense to at least be better at home and in a negative category. But speaking of the Colorado Rockies, maybe a future Rocky, we'll see. Coco Montes is set to join us this morning coming up at 9:30. This is his first taste of AAA baseball. Got called up at the end of April. He's hitting
crushing it
just below 300. He's enjoying his time in AAA, and he's got a really fun backstory of how he got his nickname, but also the hotbed that is Miami, Florida for baseball. So we'll talk with Coco Montes coming up at 9:30 this morning as Isotopes start a 6-game homestand against Sugarland. Skeeters. Formerly, now they're the Space Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're both really good teams.
Yeah, they're very good.
As that'll take you up to July 3rd. So you're going to get the big 4th of July performance on July 3rd because, of course, Monday's an off day. July 4th. So it's going to be a fun weekend of baseball, a lot of giveaways, a lot of fun out there at Isotopes Park. But the Dodgers, they come in after a series in Atlanta. Freddie Freeman coming back, World Series champs, went through all that. But the story of the weekend in Major League Baseball, outside of the brawl that spiced things up between the Angels and Mariners, which got a little spicy. See, 12 players and coaches got suspended in that. Phil Nevin, the interim manager of the Angels, got 10 games for that Seattle Angels brawl. But it was the Astros and Yankees, which is probably going to be the AL Championship Series.
I think you were correct, JJ.
So it was a series that saw the Astros throw a combined no-hitter against the Yankees. A series that had Aaron Judge hit a walk-off. Judge drove a 3-run homer in the 10th inning for his second walk-off hit against the Astros in 4 days on their 6-3 victory on Sunday. So that's coming after their combined no-hit. These are the two best teams in the American League. No doubt about it. And Aaron Judge, who hasn't agreed to a contract extension yet. He turned down that initial offer from the Yankees. Is in a position to where the Yankees just offered him a boatload of money. He's like, that's not enough. And he's like, okay. And then he goes out there and he's having an amazing season. And he's like, oh, like this is going to be a $300+ million player.
Yes. And the Yankees have the money.
They're going to pay him. The Yankees 12 games up against the Red Sox. The Red Sox are 10 games over 500. The Yankees are
On
close
fire.
to a historic pace this season.
Yeah, aren't they for most wins?
They were like tied for the second most win, like
Oh
getting
my
to 50. What was it?
gosh.
50 wins in like 70 games. Because they're 54-20. Houston Astros 45-27. No one's touching the Stros in AL West. The Rangers in second place and they're below 500. But we got an AL Championship Series preview this past weekend, and maybe an NL one because the Braves run it back. The Braves are 5 games back of the Mets. The Mets, though, they'll get healthy down the stretch, getting Max Scherzer back, Jacob deGrom. Keeping your fingers crossed, Mets fans out there, because you've been very good. You're 20 games over 500 without both of those pitchers in your starting rotation. Mets-Dodgers is the bet now.
Ooh, I like it.
Championship Series. We know at times there's always a curveball that comes in with the Major League Baseball postseason. But I'm looking Brewers, Cardinals. I don't see you have enough. Paul Goldschmidt all of a sudden is back to being the best first baseman in baseball offensively. He's been unbelievable. And can the Padres live up to the hype? Fernando Tatis is one of those guys in the stretch run. Should be back for San Diego. They're doing an adequate job of piecing it together with their pitching behind Yu Darvish, making it work. They're 15 games above 500, but in the NL West, it's impossible. You're chasing the Dodgers. So anytime you're like, yeah, we're having a good season, you're always going to be looking up at the Dodgers in that division. But it was a very interesting weekend in baseball because Astros and Yankees, who's slowing them down? Like Justin Verlander.
No one.
Is going LeBron
Hot
James
take.
on him.
Hot take. No one.
No one. He's coming. Just did Tommy John surgery. He's like 38 years old. 39. It's that LeBron James, J.R. Giddens magic number area. He's just out there. Tristan Javier for the Stros. So big time series in the Bronx between the Astros and Yankees. Because who you buying into? The Red Sox? Nathan Eovaldi, is he going to get you by your ace if you get in that wild card game, playing type game, early series? The Blue Jays? The wild one is like the Minnesota Twins, first place in the AL Central. Like, wait
Always.
a second.
Oh, don't worry, they'll find a way.
To lose?
Yes.
Like they do?
That's the Minnesota.
The Minnesota
That's the
way?
true Minnesota way. From
We
yours
find a way
truly.
to lose.
From the wee Minnesota girl.
Season.
Your local Minnesota insider.
Though history made last night in Coors Field, somehow, some way, Colorado Rockies.
Hey, any given day, JJ.
The run is starting right now. Only 14 games back. Let's go.
Let's
go. We'll talk with someone in the Rockies organization, Coco Montes, coming up at 9:30. First taste of AAA baseball is going very well for Coco as they start a 6-game series against Sugar Land tonight. So it went from worst case scenario to maybe let's try to mend these fences. Kyrie opts in. What does that mean for the Brooklyn Nets title hopes? Is this a situation that is solved? And, well, Russell Westbrook is laughing at you today. The opening drive here at 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
I'm Scott Stigler for Windsor Door Sales. It's happening again and again.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network.
Sports Animal. Man, these player options on NBA contracts.
I want one.
It's one of the best things that's ever happened to NBA players.
Seriously.
Power to the player. Get your money. Russell Westbrook opted in. I bet he told the Lakers, unlike Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. No surprise, Russell Westbrook back for $46 million next season. $46 million. Get your money. Lakers have to just eat it, deal with it. What's the answer to it is, yeah, maybe your $46 million player has to be a role player for you to be a good team and not your starting point guard. But we thought the Russell Westbrook situation was going to be, hey, Russ, you take pressure off LeBron and AD. You go win that game against the Rockets. You go win that game against the Portland Trailblazers. Late in the regular season, take some pressure off them. And then put it together, and let's go. And it wasn't the case. And So Russell Westbrook hasn't lost his athleticism. And that's always the thing that made him really good. He was just a freak athlete flying around everywhere. But it's different when you're the freak athlete flying around everywhere and you're the only one on the team. And so you can do that in Oklahoma City versus trying to figure out how to play off of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, which he should have some experience with because there was a time where Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook found a way to win. Now they
so close
lost one of those leads to the Golden State Warriors.
So close.
So that is the one where there's not a good outcome. At least if you're the Brooklyn Nets and you're dealing with the mess that is Kyrie Irving, you're like, if we get this guy on the basketball court, he's going to perform at a high level. And that's a fit that makes sense with Kevin Durant. With Russell Westbrook, you're just like, I hope this works.
It's roulette. Russell roulette. He can't accept his role on the Lakers. That's why I don't think he's doing well.
I don't even know if he.
I don't even know what his role is. Does he know his own role?
He was trying to be a star.
He can't be the star though.
They tried it last year.
He has to accept his role. He's not the star. He's not going to be the star on any team.
I don't even know how. If I think that's what like Frank Vogel was looking around at, like LeBron and AD injured every other night, just like, what do I do with this team? What do I do with these pieces?
I'm going around the NBA. I'm like, where could Russell Westbrook be a star? He's not going to be a star. That's not a bad thing.
He can be.
That's not a bad thing.
He can be a stat sheet filler on a bad team.
Yeah, he can make money and play basketball. You're not going to be a star player.
Like you can. Here's the thing. It's Russell Westbrook. It's the Ben Simmons conversation. It's like, how can you be impactful when you can't shoot a three-point shot? And so this is something that doesn't quite work when you're with LeBron James. Now, the Lakers were not a great three-point shooting team when they won their championship. They were kind of built differently in terms of how big they were, how physical they were in the bubble to beat the Miami Heat. But everyone understood their role different, like understood that team. There was just no understanding of who the Lakers were last season. It was just, hey, we got a star. We're going to put all of us on the floor, and it's going to be awesome. And it wasn't. And that was, of all the things.
But were we surprised?
I was a little of how bad it was. Like, not even making the play-in tournament bad for the Lakers.
Right.
Even with LeBron James playing 56 games, you're like, how could you not make the play-in tournament of all things?
Right.
So I was shocked of how bad it was.
Right.
The fit, that was a question from the beginning. I'm absolutely right there with you. But the dude's in for $46 million, Laker fans. And you got to deal with it. He's not going anywhere.
And everyone just hates on him and says he's trash. I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's in the right role.
And so
But he does. But I don't think he wants to be.
How can Russell Westbrook affect the game knowing that you're not going to be the ball dominant guard?
And can he accept that?
And can you affect the game without shooting? But when you look at the players that don't shoot well, is it, Draymond Green, has his role of being a defensive stopper, rebounding, but you have Steph Curry running off screens, Klay Thompson, like AD and LeBron aren't doing that. So you can't necessarily set those guys up in the same way because they're not the same players. So this is an absolute Darvin Ham.
They need a shooter. They need shooters.
Yeah, the first-year head coach in LA. He did the right thing. It's Tyreek Hill for Tua. Darvin Ham, like, we're here, Russ. He's going to lock in. He's going to be a bulldog. He's going to accept his role. I cannot spin that anymore. I tried last season. I was like, you know what? I get Russ isn't a great shooter, but he can pick it up. He's going to be the one playing those mid-year games, taking some pressure off of LeBron and Anthony Davis when we were playing the bottom teams in the Eastern and Western Conference. Maybe Russ can have some of those nights. Not at all. You can talk yourself into thinking, all right, this Brooklyn Nets situation, even with Kyrie Irving, maybe you don't trust that dude. You get them on the basketball floor, that can work. What is Russ supposed to do in LA? Is it backup point guard second unit? Because we saw Frank Vogel bench him down the stretch. It still was just a bad basketball team overall. Is the key to all this a healthy Anthony Davis? Yes. But it's still the team you saw in the bubble that got the break, that had a couple months off to reset. How do they find any of that in a Western Conference? Even with LeBron James at 37, like the dude can still ball.
Yes.
But you look at the Western Conference, the style of play, the players that they're going up against. How do the Lakers reconstruct themselves in this game to once again say, hey, our big and physical style, which won them in NBA Finals, how do they get back to that? And how does Russell Westbrook be a part of that?
They might have to trade him.
But even a team that's, I guess, even trying to tank, I don't see who's taking on Russell Westbrook.
The only thing I've seen is the Hornets might be interested in him.
And I wouldn't
like
be at
a
this point in
trade.
time.
I know.
Because it's the same thing for the Hornets.
Yeah.
You're in a situation, LaMelo Ball is
yep.
the face of your franchise. LaMelo Ball is the difference maker. You figured out with the Miles Bridges. He's a restricted free agent. It's LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges. Do you just swap? Like,
And
if
they're talking about
or Gordon Hayward?
Yeah, they said Gordon Hayward and Terry. What's his
Terry
name?
Rozier?
Yep.
I'm the Lakers.
Because they're expensive long term.
Yeah.
That's what I was reading.
So the best thing for the Lakers, don't acquire any long-term contracts to get rid of Russell Westbrook. Go
Absolutely.
through this year and then get his money off the books.
Absolutely.
And figure it out.
Clear it out
and
without
say,
ruining your
hey,
draft capital.
You make one more push. Like, what is a 38, 39-year-old LeBron James at that point in time? Can you make one more run?
Going to play
Deal
where
with
his
it.
son is playing.
Yeah. Deal with it this season, and then you'll be able to move on. Dude's getting a lot of money. Do not acquire more bad contracts just to move Russell Westbrook. Don't do it. Just play with what you got.
Just do it.
That's what the Lakers have to do. 505-246-0610. It is opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. So we were talking about former Patriots, Martellus Bennett, who's calling out Jimmy Garoppolo on the Double Coverage podcast with Devin and Jason McCourty, former Patriots players that all were teammates back in 2016. They called Jimmy Garoppolo soft, and they used
I can't get over that.
some big-time language.
The B word.
Biatch.
Soft.
Called him soft for his time with the New England Patriots. And Terry has something to say about Jimmy G. Terry, good morning. What's going on?
Well, yeah, I'm thinking 6 years later, who had a grudge? Never heard it out of Belichick. In fact, he wanted to keep him. So maybe it's hurt. So we have Jimmy G. People didn't think he's soft because he wouldn't play. People don't like Baker on his team, even though he did play injured. So, you know, from that standpoint, I don't know how you totally win. And, yes, you always said you play hurt, but you don't play injured. I was kind of surprised Edelman spoke up and, you know, defended Bennett, who was on, you know, he was on the Patriots for a cup of coffee a year or two or whichever. But, you know, from that standpoint, it seems like Kittle on the Niners has defended Jimmy G. I've been heard a lot of bad things come out of it. Maybe if they trade him, maybe then they'll talk. But tied to that, the Niners, I'm just wondering if John Lynch is on the hot seat because obviously they should play Trey Lance. And if that doesn't work, because they weren't in rebuilding mode, they were on the verge of, they'd been in the Super Bowl and just wanted to upgrade the QB. And maybe they should have tried for Matt Ryan, you know, a couple of years ago if they wanted the quick fix of upgrade, kind of like for the Rams did. And just ending on a quick note, A-Marie, not at your expense, but I did kind of fall off my chair laughing when they put you as a 15 seed. Just reminded me cannabis is legal in New Mexico. And then from that, I don't think
the producer
Jason was listening. Yeah, when Jason was listening, when JJ, you gave me a a flagrant 2 a couple of weeks back. So how can I make the nice guy line when you're getting the flagrant 2?
And Ryan.
So, yeah. So from that standpoint, the show's always wonderful. You two are doing a great job. It'll be good to hear Jeff's stories tomorrow. So take care. Bye-bye.
The 6th seed Terry in Jason's caller bracket.
That's really funny, though.
Joining us on the opening drive.
Yo, Terry came in hot today, too. You got him fired up,
There's
Jason. He wasn't giving us hellos, highs.
Focused, he was
It was
good.
like hot take.
That's
Yo,
gonna move you up the bracket.
Jason.
That's
Jason
gonna
got
get you
people
higher
playing.
seated.
I'm actually not that offended. I just think it's funny that I'm the producer and I got 15th seed.
2 producers.
2 producers.
Emery and Josue.
Josue trying to get my job.
You're going to work
Steph.
into this bracket next year.
Steph, Bobcat, Vitel.
I'll be the person who wipes the sweat off whenever in between.
No, the 6th woman.
Shoots.
Yeah, no. Oh, the that's really funny. No, you're the 6th man. You always come off the bench when we need you, man.
You're going to work your way and spending a lot of time with us on the opening drive. Coming up next, Isotopes outfielder Coco Montez joins the show. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
It's Kirtland Federal Credit Union is New Mexico.
And New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small...
JJ Buck, Amory back with you here on the opening drive, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Isotopes back in town to start a 6-game homestand tonight against Sugarland, taking up to almost July 4th, but July 3rd, so it's going to be an amazing weekend. Fireworks, so much fun. Baseball in the summer around July 4th. And outfielder Coco Montes joined the Isotopes April 28th this year. The 15th round pick from South Florida. He was a Pioneer League MVP back in 2018. In AAA so far, he's hitting .291. He's got 8 home runs, 31 runs batted in 42 games. 25-year-old's first taste of AAA ball, and he is rolling. And joining us now in the opening drive is Coco Montes. Morning, man. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me on.
I appreciate you joining us, man. So what is it about Albuquerque, this Isotopes lineup, that has you feeling so good at the plate?
There's just a lot of good players in it right now. So, it makes it easier as a hitter when there's a lineup full of guys that can hit. It makes it harder on the pitcher. You're going to get more pitches to hit, more mistakes, and it's just things are just flowing right now. It's gone good, and I'm hoping that we can keep it rolling and keep winning some games. We had a tough week last week, but before that, the 2 weeks before that, we were playing really good baseball. I think we still are, and I think we'll keep it rolling into this week.
How do you manage the 6-game series against opponents when you look at playing a team and maybe even facing a starter twice in one series? Just managing the emotions and trying to find your momentum when you're playing a team 6 games in a row?
I just got to be able to control what I can control. I got to make sure that I get my pitch and that I hit it. And sometimes, teams pitch us different ways. So maybe sometimes the 6-game series helps because in the first 2 games I might be a little off and not really understanding how they're trying to attack me. And then by the end of the week, I kind of get a better understanding of it and get more comfortable. And then sometimes it's also the opposite. Sometimes they get more comfortable.
Isotopes outfielder Coco Montes joining us in the opening drive. So how different is AAA from AA? What's the biggest thing you've noticed since you were called up from Hartford?
The competition level is definitely a little bit better, but I would say the defense is a big thing. The defense is a lot better in general. Pitching, more bullpen arms, a couple little bit better starters. It's just basically just a tick above better than AA, but it's not a huge difference.
Hi, Coco. This is Amory here. How you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm becoming very attached to you and all your teammates because I helped you, Josh Shushan, engineer the game throughout the week. I'm a big fan of yours. I just want to fan out for a second.
Thank you very much.
I gotta tell you, have you ever played in New Mexico before you joined the Isotopes?
No, this is the first time.
I gotta know what you think of Albuquerque, man.
It's not bad. I like Albuquerque a lot. It's been good to me so far.
Do you like the food?
I'm enjoying the food.
Oh, okay.
The green chili.
Okay, you're a green chili guy. We always have to ask. These are very important questions. Besides your outstanding baseball resume, is if you liked red or green chili. I had to know.
I enjoy both of them, but I think I'm leaning towards the green chili.
Well, Coco Montes joining us. He's not scared of flavor. You grew up in Miami. You're from Florida. But what is it about the baseball scene in Dade County, man? Tell us what it is like back there.
It's just a lot of baseball. There's a lot of players. It's very competitive. It's, in my eyes, considered the best. It's the hot spot for baseball in this country when you talk about, cities or counties. But it shaped me into the player that I am today, just ever since I was a little kid, going to the park and playing in competitive games and playing versus guys that are now in the major leagues or in AAA like me. So it's helped a lot. And then in the off season, I get to go and train with those guys again, and it just keeps the competitive juices flowing throughout the year.
Yeah, and is that kind of like a badge of honor for you when you look at, coming from Miami, the amount of players? I know I was reading a story that you referenced a Baseball America article about the amount of Major League Baseball players. There's more players in Major League Baseball from Miami, that area, since 2000 than anyone else. Was that something that you take pride in representing, back home on the professional level?
Yeah, definitely. I always, whenever the argument comes up in the locker room of like where the best baseball's played, I'm always the guy that's fighting for Miami in the locker room, and I always bring out that stat, and it usually quiets everyone.
So is it the California guys? Who's trying to say they have the best state?
Well, state-wise, I think Florida's still the best state-wise per capita. California technically has the most players because they have more people, but per capita, Florida's the best state, and then county, like city-wise, Miami produces the most, more than any other city, professional baseball players since 2000 from that article.
He's got the stats to back it up. It is Isopes outfielder Coco Montes joining us here on the opening drive. So New Mexico has New Mexico State. You played at South Florida. What were those games like against Central Florida? 'Cause it feels like you guys had some pretty good stories when it came to your college baseball days.
It was a pretty big rivalry. We had some big games. My sophomore and junior year, we were both really good teams, and we battled it out a lot. It would get a little crazy sometimes, but nothing too much. But I loved the college games. It was fun. Everybody's very into it, and it's we don't play 150 games, so those losses, they hurt just a little more.
Yeah, and Coco, Emory brought up coming to Albuquerque, but you went from South Florida, drafted by the Rockies, to Grand Junction, Colorado. What was that experience like for you in altitude for the first time?
I got the altitude sickness for the first 3 days, but after that, yeah, I was good to go. I loved Grand Junction. It was a great place. My host family was great out there. The team was good. We went to the championship that year, so I enjoyed that summer a lot.
And you look at the Rockies. They've talked a lot about this offseason, the commitment to winning, and you just mentioned it. You won a championship with Grand Junction. You're Pioneer League MVP. How do you feel about the organization, yourself, and trying to bring that culture from top to bottom right now for the Rockies?
That's just always been. It's not a thing that's changed for me over this off season. I've always wanted to win, whether it's been in Little League or all the way up to now. But I want to win, and I'm going to go out there and do everything I can to help our team win. And I think we got a good team. I think we have a good chance of making a run here in these next couple of months and getting ourselves to the top of the standings and making the playoff push. I think it'll be exciting.
I know it's cliche, but cliches are there for a reason, man. Is there anything better than getting to play baseball when it is a July 4th weekend, the fireworks, the circumstances around it, and what's it like to be out there on a weekend like this?
It's always fun. The stadium gets packed. Usually, in the lower level, here the crowd's great, so we've had some sold-out games already while I've been here. But usually when I was into the lower levels, July 4th is the one day where you play in front of the sold-out stadium. But July 4th is awesome. It's it's like America's pastime to go to a baseball game, and I'm the one that gets to be playing in it while everybody enjoys it, and then gets to check out the fireworks after.
And Coco, we got to ask, how's your hair these days? Do you have any issues after your mom shaved that great head of baby hair you came home with, which led to your ultimate amazing nickname, which is Coco?
No, it's good. My hair, thankfully, is still up there. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
That's a great nickname, by the way.
Thank you.
So cocolizo is the Hispanic way of calling someone bald, and that came from your granddad when you came home. Your mom's like, nope, his hair's gone as a baby, and now he's Coco Montez playing for the Albuquerque Ice Soaps, man. We're enjoying watching you here in Albuquerque. Keep it up, and we appreciate the time this morning.
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate it. That is Coco Montez. Good stuff there. And that's 25-year-old coming up close, and he's absolutely tearing the cover off the baseball this season. 42 games, hitting .291 for the Ice Soaps back in town. Started 6-game set against Sugar Land tonight at Ice Soaps Park. It is opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Sean Morash with AC.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends.
Well, Smack-Off season came to an end. Jim Rome Show on Friday. We have our very own bracket, courtesy of Jason, ranking the callers, getting them a little riled up. The emailers are sprinkling them as well. Friends of the show, weekly guests, producers getting no love.
Dang,
So this was
man.
a seeded bracket, 1 through 16. Friend of the show, Jason, put it together. Seeded everyone, had some fun with the matchups, and boy, did it get some people going. I know a lot of you do want to talk about it. It's been a very busy morning here on the opening drive. JJ Buck, Anne Marie, Steph holding it down. Jeff Sameda back tomorrow. 505-246-0610 is the phone and or text line. And we got a number 1 seed on the line coming in hot. It is Grady joining us in the opening drive. What's up, Grady?
Sports animal bracketologist of the OG and the AM. What's happening?
What'd it do?
You know, I'm sitting here looking at the brackets, evaluating the matchups, and I'm realizing that I got some pretty big shoes to fill. Coming from Monzano, so people may not know they won a state basketball championship in 2006, and everybody knows about the Jordan Bird-led state football championship. But don't forget, Holly Holm, probably our most famous alumni. Talk about Arizona. Everybody knows, the A.J. Bramlett-led team that won the national championship in basketball, but don't sleep on the 8 national championships in women's softball. And, of course, up here, the green and gold, basketball country, looking to hopefully bring some more hardware up here. But, again, don't sleep on the cross-country championships and track and field. So, shoot, I got some work to do. I got some legacy to live up to. And with that, if everything holds all chalk, I might have a second-round matchup with my guy Howard. And as much as I love my guy, I got to take it home, man. I'm not going to call off the dog. So let me know when we get this thing rolling, and it's time to see if I can join the pantheon of all my famous and championship alumni.
Grady coming in hot as always, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate the seed. Appreciate the time.
Grady up there in Pecos via Santa Fe. So Jason put together a bracket, kind of an ode to the Smack-Off last week, tournament style, 1 through 16, callers and emailers having some fun. Man, Grady came in on the 1 line. So 1 line, Grady, Edward, Adolph. Definitely some big-time callers opening drive. 2 line, Rudy, C, Jerome, Sean, and Jess. That's a big mix right there. You got your Lobos, you got your Aggies on the 2 line. How about the 15 line, though? We got Danny Gonzalez, Lobo head football coach.
Dang.
A weekly contributor to the opening drive. We got the voice of the people, Sebastian Noel. A. Marie,
the producer of the OG. And the
producer, former producer, Josue, as a 15. I don't know. I like my chances of 15 seed.
I like this 15 seed a lot.
15-2 is
some sleepers.
Unbelievable.
Do we even call ourselves sleepers?
The 15s are conference champs.
Toads.
But it's just smaller conferences.
Absolutely.
It's like your MEAC, your SWAC champion. Come in, we're like, oh, that's good basketball team.
Also, this is my rookie year.
Yeah. You already got a trophy.
Already got a trophy, guys.
The trophy's gonna have your name on it.
Yep.
New Mexico Broadcasters Association.
NBD.
Let's go.
Let's go. First year, baby.
Steph,
Let's
you're
go.
gonna sneak into this bracket next year. You're spending a lot of time with us. on
I'll
the
be
opening
like the
drive.
25th seed or
No,
30th.
I told you. You're
Right
like
in
you
candidate.
come off the bench. You create depth for the OD and the
Bud,
AM.
JT, Ruben, and Ray, you best watch out. Steph might take one of your 16 seeds.
And some are just seasonal teams, though. Some are just seasonal players. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then you have your year-rounders. It's gonna be very
Probably
interesting.
fit more with the Toon Squad.
The Toon
Toon Squad. Toon Squad forever.
We're all on the Toon Squad.
Bill Murray off the bench.
Everyone in the OD is on the Toon Squad.
We're all Bill Murray. Do I play defense? Nope. I can shoot threes.
We're not the Monstars.
To some, maybe. The three jerks in the morning.
Well, yeah, to some people.
They all resonate with the Toon Squad. There it goes. And you got time.
Jason's the best. Jason's number one email sender of all time.
Like, that was commitment. That is
He's just
note taking.
He's just so creative.
Did you come up with the on the fly commentary, or did he write that in?
He
there?
wrote that
was
whole.
awesome.
He wrote that whole email.
He does that for like all.
You think I could do that on the fly? No.
I think you could.
It'd take me like.
I've listened to your play-by-play. You could come up with stuff.
So they invested that. It's a reminder. This little opening drive, crazy family. We have some fun.
You have some fun.
And I'm excited to see who's going to try to make their way up that list. You got time. Work in your game. It can be an email. It can be a text. Be a phone call. Terry, guess what? Your net ranking went up today. That was solid focus. Boom.
Dude,
Jimmy
he
G
was
take.
in it to win it.
He's on it.
He was an upset. That was an upset right there.
He came in hot.
Came in
He's like,
hot.
who are you, Martellus Bennett? Talking about Jimmy Garoppolo 6 years after the fact. Which is a great take. Like, why is Martellus Bennett upset at Jimmy G? Why does all of a sudden
It's like a St. Mary's, like just like coming in hot.
do these former New England Patriots pass catchers think Jimmy G's soft?
We needed Edward today for that one.
Another number one seed. So I think that's challenge for Jimmy Garoppolo because that's out there now. People are going to be talking about it. Like, hey, if one of your former teammates called you soft, dropped the B word on you. And so now you're looking at Jimmy G, and I think a lot of us were talking about Garoppolo as, he's just bad luck. He needs to be available. Now, that's why the 49ers had to swing for the fences. He's good, but he's not there, and maybe they need a higher standing quarterback. Well, if all of a sudden you have that soft word trickling in, like he had off-season shoulder surgery. So there's nothing soft about that. He was injured. And Terry brought up a good point. You know, what are you supposed to do? You're a quarterback, and then you saw Baker Mayfield go out there and play through injuries last season. Maybe he wasn't able to be his best self, but did that come back to hurt him? By playing through injury and not being the best version of himself? Because when Jimmy Garoppolo's been on the field, he's won games with the 49ers. He was in the Super Bowl. But San Francisco, I get it. They were taking the LA Rams kind of path of, we like this guy, but Matthew Stafford was a known commodity. That makes sense. We don't know about Trey Lance, but Trey Lance has to be the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers next year. You can't take the dude third overall, trade the future first that you did, and not start him. And it opened up. Whether Jimmy G had shoulder surgery this offseason or not, Trey Lance is the quarterback for the 49ers. But
Absolutely.
now you have this.
I don't think there's a debate.
Yeah, now you have.
It's just what are you going to do?
What
are you going to do?
Off the top rope, out of right field, Martellus Bennett, backed up by Julian Edelman, throwing shade at Jimmy G. And he's just trying to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And send a big thank you to Coco Montez, Ice Soaps Outfitter, for joining us this morning. Steph, appreciate you as always.
Yeah,
thank
Steph,
you
you're
very
awesome.
much for coming in and holding it down last couple of days. Jeff Symbieta is back tomorrow.
Woot woot.
Hey, Marie. Enjoy your day.
This was a fun. Thanks, JJ.
No, thank you.
The last
thank you
48 hours have been fun.
We got
with you.
the Jim Rome Show coming up next. Colin Cowherd at 1. 2 Manon comes your way at 4. The Nice Hopes Baseball. Josh Shushan takes over the mic at 6:15. Adrian, great work on ProView Networks, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Meta World Peace and Love. Have a great day.
thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.